So I have decorated our living room. Jody wants me to do a little bit of a walkthrough of it to let you see everything that we have going on in here. Okay, so of course, to start out with, I got a couple of dollar store sugar skulls, and this bunting up above, I found that one time at a sale, I think a garage sale, and I've had it for quite a few years. I think it's the kind that they might hang up in a bar, but I just loved it, and so I've had it for a while now. These are some bats that I cut out this year to give the appearance of bats flying from down below in a secret cave and coming up to the evening sky. Okay, over here is my little ballerina skeletons. They all have some different poses going on. Those are just from the dollar store. Oh, I forgot one thing to turn on, and that was my lights over here. I'll do that maybe a little later. They're kind of the cackling kind, but I've got it fixed so they don't cackle, so they just strobe, which is kind of annoying, so maybe it's better I have them on right now. Here's just a couple of my blow molds. I have quite a collection of those, but I don't have a lot of space, so they take turns making appearances. Sometimes every year I decorate a little differently. Sometimes they might be all in the house, and then sometimes, just like this year, one or two. Okay, this is my new little sugar skull set up here for Day of the Dead. Oh, and here's our From Here to Eternity, Caitlin Dowdy. She's excellent. We've seen her and we watch her videos. She's a really cool person that talks about kinds of dead stuff, but it's okay. So the little skulls in the front are something that we made last year. We all painted up and made last year. There it is. That was from Michael's for just $5 this year. Of course, things like that are all long gone now, but it was fun getting it and then painting it. It actually took quite a while to paint all that. We got a couple of different designs, but this was the one I chose, so. Okay, and then this is my little Nightmare Before Christmas display. Actually, last Christmas, my entire Christmas decor was Nightmare Before Christmas. So I probably won't do that again this year, but this is just a few, very, very few of my little Nightmare Before Christmas items that I have. Over here are some vintage looking little treat boxes, you might want to call them. I don't know what you might want to call them, but they're ones that I've had. Some of them I've had for maybe as much as 10 years now, but they're vintage looking and I just love them. This little guy up here is actually, back in the day, kids used to walk around collecting their candies and then shaking rattles as they walked around, and this is just a vintage looking one of what might have existed back in that day. These are just some fake flowers up here, but they're like probably my most favorite autumn plant that there exists pretty much year round. I love these, but of course it's in the autumn when they actually change color. To find real ones is very difficult these days, so these are fakes. Okay, down here just have some books, and one time at the library we got involved with a project to fold pages of a book and to create things, and at this one we created a pumpkin. Here's some of my little statuary things down there of my little pumpkin people and witch. This was a jar that I just filled full of little dollar store skeletons. Creepy, huh? Over here is my Little bit of a dedication to my Twilight friends. I love Twilight. I'm a big fan. In fact, this year at Halloween Town in St. Helens here in Oregon, Dr. Cullen was there, so I got to go see him. It's just a vintage look. Little thing. It's not a real banner. It's not a real authentic one. I do have a real one over here, though. This one over here is very old, very vintage. It's one of my most favorite things that I have when it comes to Halloween stuff. Up here is some of my Nightmare Before Christmas cookie jars. Yeah, I'm a big cookie jar collector. This guy is going to be put out in my in the graveyard here in a little while tonight. He should be all dry now. I'll get around here. You can see what he is. A flamingo, a skull flamingo. Stop turning. This is another vintage look banner, bunting, what do you want to call it? It's not a real one, just vintage look. Over here's just some hanging skulls with some candles that I made one time. I have not actually displayed them the way I wanted to, but they're there for right now. A little witch has hung her hat here on my hat stand. I wonder where that little witch is. And look up there, my Pirates of the Caribbean skull. Ah, love Disney. Okay, here's my little bit of witch, my little witch shelf up here with my little favorite little picture of a flying witch. Some witch brew. A really neat antiquated looking sign. This is one of the gourds I painted to look like a witch. Some more little witch things. This is just a vintage looking thing that I made years ago. My little sign that I actually got just this year at the dollar store. It's so cool. I love it. And here's another dollar store. No, I think this was a Michael's sign. I love that a lot. Down here is my hands and skull coming out of the witch's cauldron. Ooh. And another item I forgot to turn on tonight. My little kitty cat. Anyway, I'll have to turn him on a little later, I guess. Now this neat bunting that I think I got it at Goodwill. It was brand new product. I think it came from maybe Target. I don't know. I just thought it was really cool. I really liked it. Up here is another vintage little blow mold guy. That was actually a purse that Brie got last year. I got that for a gift for her because she really wanted it. Dr. Sabalier. That's probably not saying his name right, but from Princess and the Frog. Okay, a gold skull, some more skull stuff. I think this is some just real cute stuff. I love a lot of old-fashioned-y, weird, cutesy Halloween too. That cookie jar in the back, I fell so in love with that. I just found that about a month ago at a estate sale, and I went, I gotta have that. And she would fit in perfect with all these other little funny character and things I have. And this is just a creepy picture that I found that I put in a kind of old looking little frame. Just it was a monument apparently in some cemetery somewhere. I thought it was really cool. And this can change colors. I think I have it set to change colors right now. Oh yeah. Again, some little cutesy Halloween things that I've had like forever. cat, Halloween cat. Here's some more of those plants that I love so much this time of year. That's just a dinner place set, or not set, just a mat, dinner mat type thing. Put down, whatever. Oh, this is my oogie. Turn my stove on. So yeah, I love Nightmare Before Christmas so much. It's probably my second favorite movie. And I also love moons. I'll show you one outside when I go outside that I just painted. This is just some of my tarot cards and a creepy book with a spider on it. Some little bone parts on a little enameled dish. Some vintage looking stickers, Halloween stickers. Over here is my palmistry and tarot cards, Ouija board, I call it my Luigi board, a spinner game that I found at an estate sale. It's like super old, a little hand that I eye on, and of course Dr. Savalier again. It's my little guy, and one of those things you punch needles in, gives somebody bad luck, or maybe it could be good luck, I guess. But this is actually my little Harry Potter corner, the little suitcase, little guy coming out of it. Little Harry Potter stuff. I have a lot of Harry Potter stuff too, but I had to put a lot of that away to make room for Halloween. This is one of the gourds I painted. And of course, along with Halloween is Disney Halloween, which we're major Disney fans. Halloween. This is an actual retro Halloween sign, along with this one. I have quite a few of those, but don't have a place to put them out this year, so they're stuck away. Some more of my little cutesy Halloween stuff. Remember I said I do love cutesy Halloween stuff as well. Not just the creepy and freaky stuff. Pretty much everything Halloween I love. Potty blanket, Potter pillow. Spells and Potions book with my little doll head. Her eyes are blinking. Oh no, they are. Just don't see it with this light on. Pumpkin here. And here's, so this is that old record player I was telling you about. It's a wind-up record player. And I got quite a collection of records that go along with it from when I was a kid. But here's some things that I just put in there. Now, this little weird guy, he was a flamingo that I put some bat wings on. He's not done, but I put him over here just to protect him because he's pretty fragile. He actually was a very vintage piece, but he had lost his head many years ago, and I never could find the head again, so I always hung on to him, and I finally just decided to do something with him, so, because I didn't want to get rid of him. There's just some eerie and creepy little things that I have in here. And up here again, some more little cutesy stuff. Two of those things are vintage. And of course, the Snoopy is not that old, but I've had him for a while too. More heads and little pumpkins. And that gal bought it at a shop, and the lady claimed that she was old. I really examined her, and just by the sewing and everything, and then what the material looks like, if it's not really old, then it's a good fake, a really good fake. But she's really cool. I just think of a little girl living on a plantation back in the 1800s. I know it's not that old, but that's what I imagine when I see that. Okay. So that's pretty much where my living room is at this time. Oh, I forgot this. This is some more of my little witches. I've had these little witch hanging thing forever. So, oh, and let's see. Just going to show you this little guy here real quick. I made this just this year too out of a sweater and some stuffing. I love the what do they call it? The princess pumpkins. I can't think what it's called right now. And I always buy one every year, and I thought, how about if I just make myself? And so that's my little pumpkin pillow that I have now, and I have every year. Got quite a sunset going on tonight, just at twilight. So here's our pet cemetery. I actually made the zero monument and the little zero that's lit up down there. They are selling those now. I think I've seen them at Target, but I made mine a long time ago, like 10 years ago, I think. But still holding it up. And no, there's the flamingo that I painted up today, my skeleton flamingo. And I think Jody did Gage, and I don't know if it was Bree that did Sparky. I'm not sure. And I got the little Gage zombie guy at the Halloween store years ago. Okay, let's go over and see what we got in the rest of our graveyard out here. Little closer look at zero. There's Meatball walking around in the back. It's not a ghost, it's Meatball. So we have our little skeleton guy over here trying to warm his old cold bones by a little fire. There's my witch and her witch friends zooming around. I'll show you the moon when I get over there that I painted up. Over here are the girls' little houses with some decor on them. And Bates Hotel. Vacancy. Not maybe so easy to see it. I think I got out of here a little too late. But yeah, some of the sayings are some are getting outdated. We need to make new. Every year we say we're going to make new ones, but every year we have all kinds of things that always end up coming up. Jody made that one back there about, I can't maybe see it so well from here, but it says, all that time thinking outside the box for this. I think Bree did. Here lies Gertrude Snell. Some thought she was sweet, some thought she was swell. But oh, we know she's going straight to hell. Jody did the pepperoni and sausage. A lot of people don't get that, but you know, what do you want on your tombstone? Remember Tombstone Pizza? Okay. I did this one over here. Some go up, some go down, but I think I'll just stick around. Okay, then I want to show you. So Jody had seen something about, kind of outdated. Who knows what that is? If you know, let us know if you know what this is about. Bill Robbins' head. And these were just a few I found at yard sales and stuff. I think those were a couple dollar store ones I just put up just to fill in the space. Okay, so Jody's seen this thing where someone had these garden owls that you're supposed to put up to scare critters away out of your yards. And she said somebody painted them up. So I actually had one. I looked for 2 more at garage sales and that, found them pretty cheap. And that's what I did this year. I painted them all up to look kind of like vintage owls. I was looking for some glow-in-the-dark paint, but I went to spray paint. I haven't been able to find it. If anybody knows where you can find that stuff, let us know, because I sure would like to get some. I found the paint on kind, but I'd rather be able to spray it on. This was a pumpkin I had found at a garage sale. I always wanted to repaint it, so I finally repainted it. Or a pumpkin, I mean a moon. I love moons. So I painted him. I'd like to put some glow paint on him too. Hey Meatball, how you doing? Your eyes are all shiny. These are all vintage blow molds. Have had them for a million years. I did not buy them brand new though, so they were garage sale finds. And here is my back porch. Farmhouse porch. So here are some more of my painted gourds. I've got, of course, Jack Skellington, and he's a two-faced fella. Let's see. And there's Oogie Boogie over there with his spiders and worms and all kinds of bugs crawling around and out of him. There's the mayor. This is just a little pirate guy. A vintage looking cat. Vintage looking devil. He's even got his little horns. And a ghost cat. And just some bats. So I also have another one. I've got her stuck away somewhere. It's a witch, and it's a gourd that's really long, so the long part is her broom that she's flying on. So anyway, I love crafting, and now that I'm retired, I can't stop. I can't help myself. I just can't stop. I have a little owl that's flickering there. Okay, well that about covers our Halloween decor. I want to wish you all a very, very happy and safe and spooky Halloween.